West Matheson Hammock. It's a beloved South Florida park, rooted in history, now nestled amid multi-million-dollar homes. But the prospect of proposed changes that critics say could affect access have some South Floridians up in arms. I hit the nature trail to dig up answers.
This is the closest place to heaven for me.
Attorney Rebecca Watford is not alone.
My dog lives for this.
It's a piece of paradise, a public park established in the 1930s in the heart of Coral Gables. It predates the luxury multi-million-dollar homes that now line its perimeter. The park has attracted generations of nature lovers, able-bodied and challenged. But to many devotees of the West Matheson Hammock Park, their freedom to roam here and that of their pets is being threatened, they say, by an extensive restructuring plan proposed by Miami-Dade Parks.
So the whole impetus for this is to restore the ecological habitat of that area.
Maria Nardi of the Parks Department is point person on the project.
The intent is really not to pave over paradise, but to make sure that in its restoration we improve the experience for all users.
According to a Parks Department proposal, changes would include closing this entrance. Cars would be banned, only pedestrian access allowed. Scores of new indigenous foliage would be added, and a fenced dog run for off-leash dogs would be erected. The new entrance down this bird watcher's walking trail leading to and from Old Cutler Road, that alone is 1/3 of a mile, would somehow ultimately become the public access route.
Public parks have to be for the public.
Many parkgoers unhappy with county park plans have turned to Miami-Dade Commissioner Javier Suarez.
They're also a little concerned why the county all of a sudden wants to change things. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Finally, there's the issue of funding.
We know money is always tight. So what's the price tag for the proposal that's on the table now?
We're looking into that because the plans have not been finalized.
But how does the government officials weigh in and move forward without having any idea of a price tag? You have no idea of the price tag for this?
I don't, but I can get back to you with that.
The current park entrance begins here on Schoolhouse Road. Many park users say they feel their public park access was already encroached upon by this guardhouse. The Hammocks Lakes Homeowners Association won county permission to install it, paid for with a private neighborhood tax. It's a public road that leads to a public park, and the guards are not allowed to stop anyone from entering, but are allowed to stop you to record your license plate.
Our neighborhood doesn't care whether there are dogs in there or not.
Bill Ogden, president of the Homeowners Association.
Truthfully, the reason for the guardhouse was to allow us to close off one of the roads through our neighborhood just to eliminate the excessive traffic.
In the end, parkgoers like Myron Shapiro say
it's rather offensive to have to go and check in with a guard to get to a public park.
According to the proposed plan, this gate would be closed. The new entrance along this trail, which in its current state raises big concerns.
I watched an elderly woman slip and fall there.
We asked attorney Matt Dietz, a disability rights expert, to visit with us. You can see the road here is very difficult. So many days I've been here, there's standing, pooling water. And review proposed plans.
It makes it into a secret hideaway. It doesn't make it into a public park. And that's the difference.
The current state of affairs for disabled parking?
And the parking spots are not accessible. They're not paved.
Dietz says he was shocked to find them on grass. We brought our pictures back to the Parks Department. Does that look ADA compliant to you?
In what way? What do you mean?
Just looking at it, does that
Well,
look...
it allows for somebody to park adjacent to it.
If you have a person in a wheelchair van, they would not be able to get out of their van in order to use the park.
We'll take a look at that.
Creating a redo of what for many is close to a slice of heaven doesn't seem simple. Perhaps if these pooches could speak, they might tell you, for them, there could be trouble brewing in paradise. And lots of eyes will be reviewing any final proposal that will ultimately end up in the hands of the County Commission. The Parks Department stresses the proposal presented to the community is not fixed in stone and says it will take into consideration public feedback. Meanwhile, we're still awaiting those financials. Michele Gillen, CBS 4 News.